What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today, as you can tell, we're doing something a little bit different, and this is a series that I've kind of been thinking about doing pretty much since the game launched, or even a bit before the game launched, where I think once a month, maybe once every 2 months, I'm going to be reacting to the top posts of the month on Reddit, and more specifically, obviously, the Battlefield subreddit. I don't personally use Reddit that much because it is a very toxic website, and I just cannot be bothered with it, to be honest, but it does always provide for some very controversial topics and a lot of funny videos and stuff. There's a lot of good stuff on Reddit despite all the toxicity and stuff. So like I said, I've been planning this for probably since the game launched, really, and because there's not that much to talk about right now because the developers are on holidays, I thought there was no better time to start than now, since there's really not much else to talk about, to be honest. So we're going to be going through the top posts of the month. Like I said, I might do this every month or every 2 months or something if you guys do want to see more. So if you do enjoy this type of content, then definitely let me know down in the comments. And on top of that, if you guys are new to the channel, then definitely feel free to subscribe. We are hunting 30,000 subs by the end of 2022. So if you are new to the channel, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. With that being said though, guys, let's get stuck into the top post of the month on the Battlefield subreddit. So the first one we've got here: which Battlefield is your favorite? That's a tough question. I haven't played the original Bad Company, but I've played every other one of these. For me, it's between Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1. They're probably my two favorites. Battlefield 3 was an absolute banger as well. Bad Company 2 was the one that I started on, so they're kind of all these ones are really very good. I'm not the biggest fan of Hardline, but it was still decent. It wasn't bad. But then Battlefield 5 was a big drop-off for me personally. I didn't really like that for the majority of its lifespan. Towards the end, it became a lot better, and I think it was a good shooter by the end. It wasn't really a good Battlefield by the end though. And then I think Battlefield 2042 is a bit too early to tell. I am really enjoying it, but it's obviously very messy at the moment. And yeah, it could end up being one of my favorites, or it could end up being one of my least favorites. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But I think for me personally, it's between Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1. Probably Battlefield 4 if I had to pick, I think. Your next challenge is to explain why Battlefield 1 is so good without mentioning the immersion and the atmosphere. That's a good point. I've done that a lot as well. When you're describing why Battlefield 1 was a good game, that is the first thing that you go to every time, the immersion and the atmosphere. It is pretty hard to actually point towards a lot of other stuff because at the end of the day, the content was pretty lacking. Like, there wasn't that many, there was pretty much no customization. There weren't that many weapons. There were just like, different alternatives of each weapon. So that is a good, even though it's a meme, that is a good point. That I think that's what made that game really, was just the immersion and how, the atmosphere of that game was just spot on. I think they nailed that more than any other Battlefield game really. So that's not a bad meme. I don't mind that one. Video games make people violent. Me, when I realized I forgot to thank the medic for reviving me. That is actually me to a T. I will often take a death because I'll be like, someone will res me, and instead of getting up and getting to safety, I'll actually sit there and thank them before I move, and it'll often result in me dying. But I feel that one for sure. We've got a clip here. I decided to try the LMGs after the recent changes and buffs. This is 26 days ago, so this is probably when the PKP got a bit of a buff, I would imagine. Oh man, you can tell he's gonna line up like 100 people. Oh shit, there's that many of them. What? None of those are AI too. How many kills did he get? I'm gonna try and count this. So he gets 1 there, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm gonna lose count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 kills in one clip. And then I assume he died to that guy. Holy shit. That I think the PKP is in need of a buff. That's probably one of the first things. Sorry, a nerf. No, definitely doesn't need a buff. It's one of the first things that I hope they fix once they get back from holidays, is fixing the PKP, because that thing is absolutely busted at the moment. Got another clip here from Mac McMillan that says, "You may have called this tank in, but in reality it's mine." Oh, no way. He's gonna steal it out of the sky. Someone's called in a tank or something. As if he wouldn't get squished by it unless he lands on top of it or something. Why is there smoke in the sky? What the hell? Weird. Oh, there it is. No way. You're not... What the hell? Oh, and he kills him too. This is the type of stuff that... I know a lot of the game doesn't feel like Battlefield, but that's one of those moments that, to me, makes this game feel a lot like Battlefield, because it's the type of shit that just does not happen in other games. I've never seen stuff like that in pretty much any other shooter. That is absolutely mental. Something the Ranger petting critics need to realise. When very talented animator, I can't even pronounce that, Awed Haller, and I worked on the Robodog's movement system, we agreed the game couldn't ship without a petting interaction. We made it happen in our own time. Oh, what? In their own time, and have been patiently waiting for it to be discovered by the players. Happy it's out. This guy says own time meaning after work hours. Yep, a little side project. Okay, that's interesting. So they did this outside, essentially they did that outside of work. It's just like a little project. That's pretty cool. That's something that I think a lot of people don't realize, and obviously I didn't realize it either, that a lot of that type of stuff, the smaller elements to the game, I think they don't... A lot of people will kind of criticize them and say, oh, why are they spending time doing that when they should be fixing the game? A lot of it is that it's not the same people that are working on that type of stuff, but on top of that, I actually hear that a lot of those smaller things do happen outside of work. I remember with Battlefront 2, the droidicas were actually pretty much conceptualized outside of like work time. The people worked on those, and like, you know, eventually they got them to the point where they were working on them during work. But I think a lot of stuff actually in game development gets done as a little side project, at least to a certain point, and then they start to actually implement it in. So it's interesting. I kind of wish that we could get more behind the scenes stuff like that, because it's pretty interesting to see how there's elements in this game that were just done as a little project on the side, and it actually makes it into the end game. It feels illegal. I genuinely enjoy playing Battlefield 2045. This is legit how I feel. This is literally how I have felt for the last month. I see all the same issues, like, the game's far from perfect. I see all the same issues as everyone else, but I have just been having fun with the game, and I swear every time you say that you like it, you just get so much backlash, which I'm fine with. I don't really care, but it's still funny to see that I'm not the only one. That's a good meme. I don't mind that at all. I'm going to give that an upvote. Oh my god, this game sucks. I hate it, and then stop playing it. That's something else I just do not understand. The whole because the caption is in the game chat. It's different on the internet. I think that's whatever. But in the game, when people are actively in a game, in the chat saying this game sucks, it's like, just stop playing it, mate. What are you doing? Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5 were all on sale the weeks before Christmas. Stop being dumb. That's another good point that I actually was talking about this with Sage on the podcast, that a lot of people were sort of complaining about the sale when, you know, leading up to Christmas. 2042 was on sale. I think it was like 40% off or even 50% off. And while it does look bad, I'm not denying it looks bad when your game's failing and then it's on sale a month later. It just looks really bad. But all the others were. It's just Christmas time. That's just what happens. Sales happen. I think if they want to avoid that, they need to not launch in November. But it's a whole other story. But yeah, that's a very good point. Every other game, like every game outside of Battlefield as well does it. So it's another one of those situations where I think people were almost looking for something to be annoyed about. So funny how that works. POV, you're entering Reddit/Battlefield 2042. What follows is frontline combat. You're not expected to survive. I might do that Reddit for the next one. I think I've just done the regular Battlefield one for this one, obviously, but I think that one's a bit more toxic, so I might venture over there for the next one if you guys are interested in that. I think for this one, that will actually do. Like I said, if you guys like this type of content, obviously once the game's getting more content and stuff, there'll be a lot more to talk about on Reddit, so it's probably a pretty boring time to check the Reddit, to be honest. But if you guys do like this type of content, definitely let me know down in the comments. I'm hoping to, you know, do this once a month, once every 2 months, something like that. And yeah, hopefully in the future, when there's a bit more to talk about, the subreddit will be even more controversial and packed with funny videos and stuff like that. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you guys are new to the channel, then be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. If you want to support the content that I make on YouTube, then do consider becoming a channel member. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.